conversation. We got us a conversation. If we don't have nothing else, we got ourselves a conversation. I'm gonna wait for y'all to come in. I've been having audio problems for the last hour and some change. I did like 3 videos and the audio was messed up. So when y'all come in, I'm gonna have y'all put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. Give it a little time before I go in. But we got us a conversation for sure. If we ain't got nothing else, we got ourselves a good old-fashioned conversation. I'm gonna give it a couple more seconds. Yo, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. That way we good. Oh yeah, you can hear me. Appreciate it. Thank you. I've been trying to do this video all day, all morning. I've been trying to get this one done, and the audio ain't been right. What's up? What's good? I see y'all coming in. I don't need my glasses. Y'all ain't gonna never catch me with the glasses on. These shit is just, it's written real small, but I can see it. What up, y'all? Let's get into the conversation. Let's get into the convo that we need to have, that we have to have. RJ should have been the primary playmaker last night. That's what the consensus is, and that's what I believe. I watched the highlights. I came in from work, and I was like, I don't want to be swayed by what I hear on Twitter or anything like that. Let me watch the highlight. It was a winnable game. I wish I was able to drop the videos I put out. The audio was messed up. But we missed a big opportunity. We missed out on the opportunity. We have a particular space in the way that we play where we could have matched up well with them and won, but we played Scotty out of position. I don't know why they started him at point guard last night. I don't know why. It limited us. You know what I mean? It sounded good on paper. It may have looked good in paper and even in theory, but it wasn't the best option for us. I think we should have let RJ be the primary playmaker and run the half court set and then let Scotty get his off the rebound and run transition. I didn't like how the first quarter went either. Like they came in deliberately trying to get us out of there. And that's how they play. I don't believe in the Cavs at all. Like the past few years, they started out strong, got off and ran out to the races, and then the playoffs, they fizzle out. If they don't make it to game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, it don't count. This whole season was for nothing. All the positioning, all the posturing, all the wins mean nothing. But us starting Scotty, I think, limited us a little bit. I think we should have had RJ be the primary playmaker because the team needed to play off of him. Against the Cavs, we would have needed a better mode of operation where guys could feed off of his energy and get the best possible shots. And also, Scotty would have been able to move around a little bit more as opposed to face the defense. Once I saw him in the highlights face the defense, I was like, fuck. Because we needed him to be the point guard we didn't necessarily need him to be a point guard. We needed him to be a point forward. Him playing point guard and like going head on with the defense limited the fuck out of us. It didn't allow us to utilize his skill sets and his attributes, and it limits everybody else because they don't necessarily play off of him the way they play off of RJ. I think RJ was the one that we needed to play through last night. And I didn't want to be swayed by the conversations that were going on anywhere else, so I wanted to watch the highlights. I was too tired coming from work. But then this morning I watched the highlights. I was like, we missed the opportunity because the Cavs aren't as good as people think they are. You know what I mean? They're not. And when you allow RJ to start out as the primary playmaker with his scoring ability, he makes certain reads that'll help him out and help everybody out throughout the game. If he plays totally different when he has to wait for the ball and then move around than when he's initiating the contact. He should have been the one initiating the offense. We needed more aggression. We needed a way more aggressive approach against a 17-1 team. Like we didn't, like the way we played right into their hands. It's like once they saw Scotty running point, they knew, all right, they're not taking us that serious. They're thinking that we could beat them in that space, and we can't because it limits what Scotty can do in his effectiveness below the 3-point line. You just keep him out there running plays, it's not going to help us at all. The Cavs are playing fast and furious. We gotta match that with our own level of running. We were able to get 24 fast break points, We shot 92 shots. We were able to get threes up. We got to the free throw line. They ran off so many more opportunities because of the turnovers, and that's what enabled them to keep the lead. 22 assists on 16 turnovers ain't going to get it against the Cavs, because the minute we only got 36 minutes left to play and they're up by 16, we got to be efficient and we got to hit shots. RJ gives us better opportunities with better shots because guys just feed off of him differently. They play off of him differently. The energy level is higher, the excitement is higher, and we needed that especially playing against the Cavs when they're white hot. I'm sitting here not understanding why we took such a passive approach to playing against a team that clearly is trying to run through everybody to build momentum for the postseason. Letting Scotty run point, it limited our production and the winning possibility, because we fought our way back in the fourth quarter. Like, we got it down to 6 going into the fourth. At one point in the third, we had it down to 4. We couldn't really get over the hump. They closed the door on us. We used so much energy just fighting to get back into the fight. It's like once they had their lead, they knew the turnovers that we accumulate throughout the game would give them an opportunity to stay in control. But as long as they play at the pace that they're playing at, we would never be able to catch them because we wouldn't have enough time. 36 minutes isn't enough time to catch a Cavs team with 16 minutes left to play with a 16-point lead. You literally have an opportunity for Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, whose footwork looks better. His footwork looked real good last night, way better than it did last year. And it's a difference maker because he's scoring a lot easier. When they have a cushion and a lead, Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley become more effective. When they're fighting in the middle of a fight, they're relying on their guard and their perimeter players. They're not the team people think they are. They don't utilize the Twin Towers the way people think they're doing it. The guards and the perimeter players are making sure they have a lead. Then they feed the big man. They don't lead with that. Jakob Poeltl should have got more touches. 12, especially if you got 19 rebounds, you got to get more touches. You're fighting for these boards. And of course, it was an uphill battle. We were fighting to catch up. But mind you, when you're playing against a team like the Cavs, when they have a lead, it's not like playing against the Celtics where the shots are going to fly and you're going to have that time. You're not going to have a lot of time because the Cavs are a volume dribbling team. They take time off the clock by dribbling the ball as much as they possibly can to get into their shot. We didn't give out. I think we could beat them. I think we missed out on a good opportunity to match up and make it into a classic affair. We let them off the hook. Like, I like when RJ is running our offense. Like, guys feed off of him. It looks different. It feels different. Even just in the half court sets after every Cavs basket, we should have let RJ initiate the offense. And then off the misses, let Scotty run. Any other way, it just put us in a space where we couldn't take advantage of what Scotty represents. And without quickly, we might question his decision-making, but last night his speed would have been utilized. And Scotty wouldn't have had to play point guard. He could have been point forward playing in the post. And the thing that bothers me about Scotty is he doesn't abuse these guards. Like, when he plays point guard, like when we watch Magic and we watch Penny, the bigger guards, they post these little ass dudes up. Throw them in the paint. You got to abuse Garland. You got to abuse Donovan Mitchell. There were so many ways we could have used Scotty without him having to run point. He could have screened and ran the pick and roll. Was like, his connectivity with players isn't the same as what RJ has when RJ is making his reads and forcing the agenda. The pressure is different. I would have used Scotty to set screens, pick and roll, pick and pop, and get into the game that way, get him moving around, get him bumping guys. Because right now with that eye injury, he doesn't want to be physical, and we're too cautious with him. That's a game where he could have had 12. If Jakob Poeltl had 19 rebounds, Scotty could have had 12 rebounds. We could have had more fast break opportunities. If that's how we're going about it. We can't hide Scotty. And I felt like in a certain point, we were hiding Scotty. Like, why would we put him at point guard in a game where his physicality will give us somewhat of an advantage? And to match it up with RJ's aggression, we would have a better opportunity to win. We just never gave ourselves a chance. We never gave ourselves a chance. I think as soon as, like, that's one thing, the energy just was not there. Like, we fought our way back, but we burnt all our fuel doing that shit. I believe the way we match up with the Cavs, we give them a problem, but we're not putting Scotty in position. Oh, Quickly's not going to be back until mid. All right, cool. But even then, we can't have Scotty running point. Not if we're trying to not even so much to make a push, but just to be more competitive. We are more competitive when RJ is running the offense and making his reads. Get him into one of the things we have to understand is when to get guys into the game. Remember when we had OG? OG was best getting into the game early. When we pull away from that, there's a problem later on. We let RJ handle the rock and do what he does and create and score. It's better for us down the back nine as opposed to him getting the ball playing the traditional two-guard role. Guys aren't as engaged. They're not looking for him to pass as much because he's in score mode. But when he's scoring and playmaking and crashing the boards, guys are excited because they know I'm gonna get the rock. We're gonna be productive. We're in motion. It's different. We didn't give ourselves the best chance to beat the Cavs. And that's like a rivalry game too. So all the records and all that shit don't matter. We don't like them. They don't like us. We trying to win. You know what I mean? And it's like, I was annoyed. I ain't gonna even lie to you because we lacked aggression. Like the Cavs ain't like that. Like it's all a facade. They know how to play they know how to position themselves for the regular season. They think because it worked for the Celtics last year, they had the number 1 seed, they had an easier road, they dodged a lot of bullets, they were able to move into a situation where they were able to get to the finals and seal the deal. The Cavs are they're thinking that that's going to work a second time. If they get themselves in position, they don't have to worry about the Knicks. They don't have to worry about anybody else in the middle. Those middle battles are going to be ridiculous. They're trying to duck those fades. But the reality is they are who they are before they got here. They still suspect. I don't give a fuck what the record is. Y'all can give them all the praise y'all want. They still suspect. They were suspect last year, the year before that, and the year before that. They're playing through the guards. How Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell go, that's where the success is coming from. Take that away. Go ahead and just feed Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. See how many wins you get. They feed off the guard play. They got a bunch of guards that produce. That's it. When that guard play and that speed matches up with power and strength, you know they cower. They don't produce the same when you're physical with them. They put up more shots. They're not as efficient, and they're susceptible to losing. I don't associate this Cavs team with winning at all. Thank you. We thought they were going to win last year and the year before that. They spent almost $1 billion just to be in this space. Of course you're supposed to have the team. You spent that much money, giving everybody 150 here, 200 here. You gave Jarrett Allen, I think they gave him some extra paper. Donovan Mitchell got his, Darius Garland. Like, you paying for it. Of course. Everybody's talking about Ty Jerome. I don't believe in that either. I never heard of him until last night. They talking about he's going to be 6 man. All right, cool. What does that actually mean? Because this team, all their success is predicated on the playoffs. The regular season don't matter for the Cavs. It don't matter at all. Is that kid going to produce in the playoffs for them? They said the same thing about Minnesota. Naz Reid was the 6th man of the year. What happened? They got sent home by Dallas with 2 volume dribblers and they don't defend. And they're back to looking suspect this year. Dallas is. Like, I don't believe nothing about Cleveland until they win it, until LeBron come back. That's all they really gearing up for. They can lie. We know LeBron is coming back to Cleveland. They're putting that roster together so LeBron can come back to Cleveland. We all know that. That's all. They want him to leave out with a chip. Listen, the story is the story. It will be the perfect ending. And I've been saying this for the last 2-3 years. He's going back to Cleveland. He can prolong it all he want. he's going to end his career in Cleveland, not in LA. And if he got Jarrett Allen, and they may send Evan Mobley back to LA because he's an LA kid. Like, they probably going to send him back. Or they may send Jarrett Allen, but they're going to trade somebody to get him. Or they might trade Donovan Mitchell. They're not going to need Donovan Mitchell if they got LeBron. Pair him up with Darius Garland, who will be a good pairing just like Kyrie was. And with that squad, he has enough. You think that team is set up for Donovan Mitchell? That looks like when you really look at the Cavs, look at them and look at the LeBron teams. There's some similarities there. You be like, oh, okay. Now I see they're gearing up for that guy to come back. They're just waiting for the right time. But he's going to come back and end up in Cleveland. This Cleveland team is not built to win anything. They're good for the conversation. They're going to be relevant. Yeah, I am tripping until I'm right again. And then when I'm right again, you're going to be like, how did you know? It's easy. You got to see it. You know what I mean? But the Cavs they're not to be taken that seriously. I think we could have beat them last night. We took too passive of an approach. Like, they're not like that. Like, none of the NBA teams are that dominant. The players aren't that dominant individually. So the teams can't be that dominant as a whole. The coaches aren't that good anymore. This is what we have left. These aren't the best coaches in the world. And some of these players just are there for the check. They care more about being influencers and podcasters than they do of being ball players. We had a good listen. I felt like we could have beat them. We just didn't go about it the right way. We left so many opportunities and possibilities on the table. You know what I mean? For certain teams, like when you say that, you know, the regular season versus the playoffs is what matters, the reality is for certain teams, depending on their story, like for us, the regular season, for the Raptors, the regular season is going to count a little bit more because we're rebuilding and remodeling what we have. Certain teams, the playoffs is pretty much where we're going to grade them. Like, we're not, like, certain guys are past the regular season conversation. You know what I mean? And the Cavs have been past the regular season conversation for like 4 years. They get to the playoffs and they're horrible. The playoffs they're not easy. That ain't easy work. The regular season is easy work. Guys go through the motions. Guys ain't really taking the regular season seriously. They doing the best to position themselves, and depending on their position, they'll either give up or try to make a push or try to maintain. That's the three things you're going to have. Cleveland winning is, the season don't really start till Christmas. So what are they going to do after? What do they do when they have injuries and adversity? We know what Cleveland is. I think we missed out on the opportunity to have a statement game. Like, this was one of them. We could have had a statement game. This could have been a movie. It's just that we went about it the wrong way. I don't think we should have went about it with Scotty at point as our primary playmaker. At point forward, making his plays from that vantage point, perfect. I think we should have just I think we should have, I think we should have ran plays through RJ and let RJ be the primary playmaker. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, we could all agree to disagree, but I think we had a better chance by simply doing that. We didn't put our best foot forward. We didn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why we didn't. I don't know why we were so so tentative and just allowing things to be the way it was working before. Why change it? I would we already know we're committing turnovers. Leave the point guard who the point guard is and let Scotty play off of that and let RJ be the primary playmaker. And if we fail that way, we fail that way. But the minute you let Scotty run point and that doesn't work out, now the confidence and that possibility is off the table against the Cavs. They're looking forward to that. And most teams, if Scotty is running point, I'm telling you right now, there is no way we're gonna get through too much of the season if we're allowing him to run point, and then he starts to lose his confidence because the game has evolved. You know what I mean? Like, hold on, what's this? We need the speed button and live options also. No need to have I don't know what that is. Yeah, but if he starts to lose his confidence, then what do we have if Scotty isn't confident running point anymore? Because the game is evolving. The point guard play is evolving. It's not what it was when he first came into the league. So now when he gets his opportunities, he's looking at the evolution of it and the possible future of it. He can't keep up with that. He has to play to his strengths, which is point forward. You let him bring the ball up. They don't even let LeBron bring the ball up that much in LA. He has his moments, but for the most part, he let the point guards be the point guards. Because the game has evolved. You will waste so much energy trying to keep up with what these kids, they're allowed to shoot 25, 20, 22, 23 shots. Like, come on, B. Like, they're allowed to do some shit, and you're going to waste a lot of energy and get away from the game plan simply trying to keep up from an ego standpoint. I say we just allow our guards to fail forward. If Shed fails, if Donovan Mitchell, if Davion Mitchell fails, so be it. But we can't play Scotty out of position because now we saw that reality. We can't unsee it. And now people don't believe in it. People don't believe it. This was against one of the best teams in the East, and it was lackluster. And we're not talking about the shooting percentage or none of that because he's not graded as a shooter. He's graded on his production as a point forward, as a powerful athletic player. And when you have subpar performances against top-notch competition, the confidence in you starts to change. The conversation changes. It's not just him playing, it's our belief in him playing. Once our belief changes, it's not about the truth anymore. It's about how we feel about the perception of the truth. Yeah, he can become better. We can figure this thing out. But once we lose our confidence and we perceive it to be a failure, we're not going to change our minds, no matter what the truth is. Everything is driven off of perception now. We should have left it the way it was. We should have let RJ be the primary playmaker. If it don't work, then okay. But we need that. It's been working. It's going to keep working. And teams are prepared. They were prepared. They were playing as if they were prepared to have to watch RJ take off. They were so serious about that first quarter. When you have a 17 or 16-1 team taking you that serious, they notice something and they're aware of something. Because if RJ would have got going and then everybody played off of that, we probably get the W. And that changes the narrative of the Cavs. The same way we have our belief in Scotty and we don't want that to change, the Cavs don't want their fans to see the real them. Because the minute they start losing, you know what that fan base is going to do. There's only one loyal fan base. There's one loyal fan base. Yeah, we might get on the team, but we want to win. We're not going anywhere. We're going to talk shit, but we ain't going nowhere. Their fans will go do something else for real for years. Even if they're winning. The Cavs were winning in the 90s. Remember when they had Craig Elo, Brad Daugherty, Mark Price? This was after Harper left, when he tore his knee up in LA. Like, they were winning before, just like Atlanta was winning before. It don't mean they're going to seal a deal. They've been winning. Their fan base is fickle. They only believe in what they want to believe in. As long as it feels good. The minute they start losing, they out. We're all like, when you go to Twitter Spaces, it's not a lot of conversation with other teams. They will pop up as options. Am I wrong? You could always find the Raptors Spaces all the time. You're not finding a lot of conversation from, it's something that they do. It's just an activity. It's not a part of their lifestyle. It's just something that they do to pass time. We take this seriously. Maybe at times a little too serious, but shit, when you want to win and you only settle for winning and you only accept the best, it is what it is. We're not changing how we see this thing. We want to win. Figure it out. That's it. We ain't going. We're going to stand right here and watch y'all figure it out. Or you just going to hear us talk shit about you. When the Cavs start to fall, to watch. Watch. We don't like, it's not about being a holy fan base. It's just being there through the good and the bad. Not just taking there. Now I'm gonna take the season off. If the Cavs were to lose, realistically, if the Cavs were to lose and lost 5 games in a row to start this season, Cavs fans would have started doing some other shit. We are literally watching this saying, y'all gonna fix it. Figure it out. 4-13, y'all gonna fix it. And we're gonna watch y'all figure it out. Or you're gonna have to hear about it. They have to figure it out. Win is win. This isn't a losing franchise. It isn't. It's been a lot of years of winning. 10 years of dominance. The icing on the cake was the championship. Not a lot of teams can say that. A lot of teams are doing great business, but they're not playing great basketball. There's not a lot of fan bases that genuinely still like basketball. They like the clickbait. They like the story. What are you going to do? Some people just want to win. You want to see where you're from successful, or what you believe in be successful. You don't see that everywhere. Niggas will go to TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. They'll do some other shit. Soon as the Cavs start losing, we could have been in the beginning of the end for the Cavs. If they would have lost last night, there's doubt. That's our job. Just to feed their doubts. None of these teams are as good as they believe they are. They don't believe they're going to beat us until it's 1 minute left and they got a cushion they don't think we can overcome. That's it. We're not a good shooting team as of yet. We can score, we can run, we can play. We fail forward, but the thing is, they put us in a position when we're down. We have to shoot. You have to be efficient. You got to be able to hit shots, and not only hit shots, but hit them within a certain time frame. All the attempts got to count, and they got to be cash money records. But we're still learning. A lot of these teams, I don't believe there's too many teams we can't beat. Now, in the 7-game series, it's going to be tougher because we got guys who don't have a lot of experience. But a 1-game, one-off, shit, we can send anybody home. Just depends on how we go about it and what that game plan is. Every game plan isn't created equal. You know what I mean? Like, every game plan isn't created equal. It sounded good on paper to have Scotty run point. If Scotty was more Magic Johnson, then we get it. Because there's going to be a pace and the speed and aggressiveness that he's going to play with. When he runs point, he looks passive. Too passive. And it felt like he was from the start. As soon as I saw him get the rock and bring it up, I was like, he's letting him off the hook. Throw them little dudes in the post. Like, we all know what it's like to have little guards. Abuse them. What they going to do? Physically, they can't do shit. But accept the abuse. Move them around, push them around, bump them. All them hitting shots, you're going to earn it. You're going to feel some. We're going to, listen, I still don't understand how we got to the free throw line 34 times and we only have 42 points in the paint. Clearly, we were getting the calls. Clearly, we had opportunities. It was a situation where the fourth quarter, we definitely, in the third quarter, we looked good. We were getting it together. In that fourth quarter, drought season. It's interesting, man. Like, it's not one of those things where we couldn't have beat them. We could have definitely got the win. No, I don't think there's a team in the NBA that's not within range. It's just how we started out. We didn't start out well. Like, and that was the end of it. Like, when we have a good first quarter, a competitive first quarter, we're right in it. And then I don't think that game plan, we can't do that anymore. Like, hopefully we could make a trade for another point. We definitely need another point. You know what I mean? We definitely need another point. And Davion Mitchell might not be the end. He's going to want to get paid. Davion Mitchell is going to want to get paid. We're not paying him. I can tell you, we're not paying him what he thinks he's worth. If he's going to take a price cut, cool. And he doesn't necessarily fit what we're doing. It looks good, but we already have Shed. Jamal Shed defensively. Once he gets locked in on the speed of the NBA and gets adjusted to that, he's going to be a beast coming off the bench. Because all we need to just stop the second bench. Just stop the backup point. You cut the bench production off, we got a shot at beating anybody. But it's just a matter of us getting through the grind. This is the worst part of it, though. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work in real time. It sucks, but this is an opportunity. Like, we're going to have a lot more of these opportunities that we let slip away. We're close but far. You know what I mean? We got a lot of work to do. A lot of work. You know what I mean, God? And to my surprise, Chris is productive, yo. Chris is definitely productive. And y'all, let me explain something to y'all. Y'all wanted him gone, but he's been hooping. We got to give him some credit. We got to definitely give him some credit. What's this in the chat? Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, but it's just, we got to give Chris a little more credit, a little bit more love. You know it's a contract year for him. You know what he's trying to do, just like Fred. Just like Fred, there's $44 million, $45 million on the line. He need that. I would do that. I would lose it too. Like, every game counts. But I don't know what else to say. Like, it's frustrating to lose to a team like we had so many moments where we were just playing against teams I know we could beat. Like, they're not unbeatable. It's just the little things we let slip away because we don't have the experience yet. And we have to change our mode of operations at times. You know what I mean? And we can't do it the way it is in our head. Like, we all have it figured out how we want it to go. Scotty is the 1, RJ is the 2, Emmanuel Quickly is the 3, Jakob Poeltl's the 4, and then everything goes according to the. It ain't working out that way. It's looking like RJ is the 1, Jakob Poeltl's the 2, Scotty is a 2B, and Emmanuel Quickly is 3 or 4. Grady Dick is rolling around in that conversation as well when he gets going. At one point, he was averaging almost 22 a game. RJ was averaging almost 29 a game. We got away from that. We got to get back into what was working. We understand what the business is. You paid this money for him. You want the storyline to be that. If it's not working that way, we have to do it the way it works. And there's only one way it works. And we know what that is right now. We know exactly what that is right now. And we have to do it that way. Absolutely. Everybody doesn't know their roles. Absolutely. I think we should stick to, we all agree that what was working playing through RJ is what works. It makes no sense to do anything else until we have to. Now, if something happens and RJ's out, God forbid, then we go another route. But while it's working, stick with it. Stick with playing that way. Scotty gonna have to learn how to play off of RJ at some point. That's just a reality. But listen, we're gonna be all right. It's just gonna take a little bit more time, but it's not about how we win or how we lose. It's pretty much just those little things now. Recognizing that we're closer than we are and these teams aren't as good as they seem to be. A lot of it is us. Like, we got it in our head that some of these teams are better than what they are. And we're game planning too. It's simple to be the team. Everybody just has to be who they're supposed to be on that given night as opposed to being afraid. But we'll see. See how this shit works out. I'm going to holler at y'all. I got to get going. I'm cooking right now. I just wanted to pop on. I tried this video like 3 times. Audio was messed up. So I was like, let me go ahead and go live and then head back to what I'm doing. I got to work tonight. But we definitely going to mix it up tonight after the game. Hopefully we don't have the same frustrating conversation. We'll see. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace. What do we